list of answers. This, unless stated otherwise, this is all off the top of their heads. It's very important to respond quickly. I have a feeling that every single person in this room has an iPhone or a BlackBerry or something. The kind of communication, texting, doesn't have to be 3 paragraphs. It just has to be, I'm alive, I get you, I understand, and let's get together or let's talk later, whatever it is. But it's very important to get back to them quickly. And this is a question where we ask them, how important is it? So extremely important. Here's a breakout for internet buyers, and that's most buyers. 7 out of 10 said absolutely, extremely important. We kind of did talked to the buyers and wanted to know what their impression of your internet presence was. So they're getting emails from you. They've been on your website. They also know that the forms that you are using are electronic. Only 10% thought that you had a blog, and only 7% have a web page on MySpace. Now, obviously, my staff doesn't know that Facebook is. Have to change that question later on, or just say social networking in general. But clearly, these responses will get higher as we go forward. The type of communication that goes on, for the most part, for the internet savvy, is through email, 89% of the time, and then 41% also mentioned that telephone calls were very important. What we found from the very beginning was that email creates an environment where you talk to your clients more frequently, and that tends to have a very positive impact on how well the transaction goes. So every 6.1 days for the non-internet, every 4.5, 4.7 for the traditional. This is a slide that I interpret as a tremendous opportunity to improve our industry. And it doesn't matter what the expectations of the buyers are, we seem to be coming in a little bit short at the high end in terms of responding quickly. And one of the ways to deal with situations where expectations and reality have a gap is to sit down and specifically talk about it. So you're with a client, maybe for the first time, you might say, communication is going to be critical to the success of our relationship and your transaction. How often would you like to hear from me, and in what format? And then it's like set up front, you both understand what the rules are, and then you can exceed them once you know what they are. And this is my own personal joke from a number of years ago, but what I would say was the divorce rate would be much lower if people would do that before they got married. How often would you like to hear from me, and in what format? And we can just get it out there, okay? Then we asked a very, very open-ended question, which was, what advice, home buyer, would you give to real estate agents to improve their service? And look at what comes up at the top. Improve the speed of communication. And then all the other stuff. I want references. I want to know how to do a foreclosure. I want you to negotiate. I want lender references. But number one is, and it's true in life, right? It's all about communication. What did I need the most help from my agent? Negotiating. Negotiating. So again, I think that's something that you should cover. And I know I'm going through these quickly. I have already given Gino a flash drive with this presentation, so it can be copied, posted. However, you can spend a little bit more time with it. Here again, change from year to year, price negotiation, comps, find the right home, negotiating purchase of a foreclosed property came up for the first time. Okay, the next set of slides, let me just prepare for this, but satisfaction rates have gone way, way down. And I don't think it has much to do with service levels going down over the last deal of the century, and as you'll see later, sellers that weren't able to get the price that they thought they could have gotten a couple of years ago when no one was selling. So anyway, here's a look at the responses over time when we asked about satisfaction. So we asked about the overall process, overall satisfaction, value received for amount paid, and I know buyers don't directly pay their agent, but they're very much aware of commissions and so on, and they seem to have no problem answering this question. Information on neighborhood, market conditions, understanding the process, negotiating skills, aid in finding a home, and how well the agent can be informed. And honestly, when you look at their satisfaction with the home buying process, things really, at least from 2008 to 2009, didn't really deteriorate that badly. They did from 07 to 08 when the market changed. Here's just kind of a little bit more of a breakout. Again, I interpret these results as look at the opportunity that I, as an individual agent, have to do a better job of communicating value to my clients, so they're just, very, very satisfied with the value that I've provided. Here's just a look at the value received for what you paid and how it nosedived in 2008 and 2009, along with the kind of aggregate market in California. Overall satisfaction with the agent. I mean, basically they are satisfied, but a lot of opportunity to get way up into that top tier. Here's another look, percent most satisfied in 2009. Like 40% of them were in the Tom Peters Wow, said their agent was in the Tom Peters Wow category. And I'm sure all of those were tarot agents. I'm sure a lot of them were actually. For those that were unhappy, we said, why were you unhappy? And look what came up. My agent didn't negotiate aggressively on my behalf. Well, you as an agent may not have been able to get them the deal that they wanted, but I know you. You negotiated aggressively. That needs to be communicated. Here's a look at response time. About 30% were more than happy. That means 70% that could have been improved, and I think setting the expectations up ahead of time is a way to deal with that. Satisfaction with the overall process. Again, I don't see a huge problem. Most are satisfied, but can we explain what they're getting into, give them kind of a timeline, pitfalls? Expectations and satisfaction are highly tied together. So giving, especially new buyers, a look at what's happening, I think would improve that. Schools, crime, etc., they're pretty happy with all the information they're getting. Information on housing market conditions, that's been a real toughie, right? That's been difficult. The good news is you've got a great MLS and a great company that is crunching fabulous numbers. So being very, very quantitative is the way to go. You can look at even the same neighborhood, and on this side of the street you've got certain conditions, on this side of the street you have different conditions. So, those are the kind of localized data that I think is very important, because the California national or even Bay Area data is not relevant to the family that's buying in Los Altos, right? They want to know what's going on in Los Altos. I did that one already. Negotiating skills, again, this is an area where I think communication would help. Assistance in searching for a home. Again, satisfied, but we can pull that up a little bit. How well the agent kept me informed. Room for improvement there. Why were you satisfied? Off the top of their head, response time, negotiation, working hard, helping me find the best home for me, listening and keeping me up to date. Off the top of their heads, those were the things that, the critical factors that they mentioned. Dissatisfaction, again, the negotiating seems